It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. And Jeff Hornacek, a surprise pick for the New York Knicks, filling that head coaching slot going into last season. Not a huge disciple of the triangle offense. Guys, do you think he's been a good fit?
Well, I know Jeff for a long time. He had a 14-year playing career. Wasn't highly drafted, but Ernie,
he could shoot it.
Worked his way to become an elite sharpshooter. You know, he showed in Phoenix he has what it takes. He almost won Coach of the Year.
Well, he's more modern with his style, pace, space, pick and roll. It could be good.
Well put. And now we send you over to Kevin Harlan as they get ready for the opening tip.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And a stirring rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner by the terrific Linda Lynn, getting us ready for NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. Looking at the last game for the New York Knicks, it was a win against Phoenix. And only a single point of separation there. Great game. It came right down to the wire.
You're going to win a lot of games when you can shoot the 3-ball the way they did in that one.
And, you know, you see teams relying on the 3-ball more and more nowadays. It's a big part of the game, and they made it rain out there in a big way.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Nate McMillan took over as coach of the Pacers last season. Now, his previous head coaching job had been 5 seasons prior. He said, now, there's a lot of old school in me, but I do understand you have to adapt with this generation of players, the millennials, and how you communicate. And they want to bring that old school discipline to this team. Kevin?
Thanks, David. It's great to have a mix of those things. Adapt or die, as they say. Clark, you've talked about this a lot, the changes, the biggest differences from playing college basketball to pro basketball.
Without question, Kevin, a couple of the biggest differences for me were the speed of the game and the quality of the players on the court. That was really something that I was aware of, but it hit me right between the eyes as I got going. And then the other thing was the travel and schedule. I hit a wall after about 60 games and was really a dead man walking for about 10 days before my legs came back and I finished that rookie season strong.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Young and Turner up front, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. Now here is Hardaway. And O'Quinn kicks to Hardaway. Feeds to Lee. Shot clock at 5. Launches a 3. Got a piece of it. Pass to Young. Oladipo dishes to Collison. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in. Oladipo's got the first basket of the game for Indiana.
And the way Oladipo handles himself from inside is commendable. I mean, actually, it's tremendous. He does a nice job utilizing the strength that he has.
Drills it from outside.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Collison, the pass to Turner. It's not going to go for him. Excellent D from Cantor. Lee with the ball. Now defended by Oladipo. Shot by Jack. Wide open. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
And Thaddeus Young is he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
And he makes the first.
And you know, as good as Young can be in the open court, doesn't quite carry over to his free throw shooting.
That one misses.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Greg, at about 6'8", what is it that enables Young to finish so well inside?
I think it's more finesse than power. Not a lot of free throws for him, but he can get his shot off quickly before the shot blockers have time to gather.
That's good from Oladipo. And one strength, Greg, that this Knicks team has enjoyed the last couple of years has been their ability to win the rebounding game.
And that's back-to-back seasons, Kevin, in the top 10 for rebounding in terms of the Knicks. And it was something they wanted to improve upon starting a few years ago. They've changed their rebounding trouble into a big asset moving forward.
And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that.
Talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim.
Boy, the guys on the bench loving every minute of that one.
Collison kicks to Turner. Not going to go that time. So New York will take it the other way. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers.
And this, the first of 3 games these two teams will play against one another this season.
Yeah, you know, these are 2 rival teams that will see each other a fair amount this season. We'll see which team can tip it off with a win.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. For Indiana, they've gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Collison dishes to Young. Back to Collison. Young, a screen on Jack. They get it again. Turner. They shoot again. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. The Knicks have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Lee kicks to Cantor. Outside Jack. New York moving the ball around. Turner against Cantor. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Pacers.
And I think they had the right idea. They didn't rely too much on the three-point shot or, for that matter, the inside game. They kind of altered their game plan depending on the opponent and really avoided. Boom! That's how you attack. Wow.
Oh, man. my. And when you give Oladipo a running start, he's going to torch you, plain and simple.
Screen by Lee. And Jack kicks to Lee. They get it back. Goes back up. Cantor's shot is off.
And that layup is usually going in, especially when the defense is as lazy as that.
Here's Bogdanovich. Drills the three-pointer. Bogdanovich has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's the screen. Cantor, the pass to Lee. Jacks up a 3, and the Knicks miss again.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds, and they look strong here in the early going.
Here's Jack. A putback, a rebound by Young. Pacers leading by 7. Here's Collison. Plays it up and banks it in. Collison's got his first points of the night.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Lee against Oladipo. Picked by O'Quinn. Lee dishes to O'Quinn. The kick out to Jack. Pass to Hardaway. Cantor with a screen on Bogdanovich. High arcing shot to end the run. Cantor's shot is off.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
It's tipped. Hardaway with the steal. Back to Jack. He tries for 3. And it's Jack again missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And O'Quinn sends it back. And now the Knicks on the break. Jack leading the charge. Missile on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Pacers.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And Indiana making a change here. Joseph's checked in.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of a former all-star point guard. Jr. not maybe the same ball handler his father was, but he can sure fill it up. And I really feel like he's established his niche in the NBA.
And Young kicks to Joseph. Jack with the defensive effort.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And a wide open look for Lee. Off target from outside. And Hardaway Jr., a 6'6" shooting guard out of Michigan. Talk about his game a little bit for us, Greg. Analyze where he is.
Above average in terms of his athletic ability, improving defensively, and right now he's playing off the ball, whether spotting up or filling the lane. I think this guy's got a chance to be special. He's passionate, and boy, does he compete.
Cantor, the pass to O'Quinn. They set the pick. Just 5 to shoot. Pulls up on the wing, and Hardaway gets it to go. Hardaway's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Jack against Joseph. Young outside. Indiana moving it around. Here's Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
What athleticism from Turner. My goodness. He loves getting chances to throw it down like that.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Well, Clark, you had the distinct honor of playing horse against the former president of the U.S. Barack Obama. You lost that game. I don't want to remind you, but I want an honest answer. Did you let him win that contest?
Kevin, the deal is that it was an unbelievable privilege to play POTUS. We changed the letters of that game back in 2010, and I let the president up. I gave him life after I had him down, and he took advantage of turning the momentum in his favor. He won fair and square. I did give him an opportunity to win, but he's on top in that matchup, and I think it ended up being good television. And while some of my former teammates look at me with disdain for having lost a horse game to the president, I think it was all intended to end just the way it did.
Steven.
Oh! Oh, man. Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
Baker kicks to Beasley. There's Baker. He's covered by Joseph. Floats one up, and Jefferson sends it back.
Great seeing Jefferson show us some defense there, Kevin. I mean, with his length, he rejects shots when he jumps and times it right.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Inside, Hernan Gomez. It's stolen by Jefferson. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. From 10 feet out, Leaf. Great positioning on the putback.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Beasley with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against Phoenix.
And his scoring's going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
In the corner, it's Stevenson. Pass to Sabonis. Out of bounds, New York takes possession. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. In third, the Knicks.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Beasley outside. Pass to Ntilikina. Over Joseph. New York, no good that time either. Pacers leading by 14. Stevenson dishes to Joseph. He gets that one.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And the pass to Hernan Gomez. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
You know, that's what you love about Ntilikina. I mean, very unselfish and constantly looking to set up his guys.
And here is Joseph. 11 points for him in that last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Yeah, passed the ball well that last time out. Pinpoint passes and racked up a bunch of assists.
That one falls.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? You like their effort level here in the early going. I mean, they're really making things happen for themselves.
The offensive rebound. Another shot. Shot's good by Hernan Gomez.
Great effort, terrific instincts. That's just solid all-around play, Kevin.
Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Joseph, the pass to Stevenson. Here's Sabonis from the arc. And the foul on Al Jefferson. That's his first foul. Knicks trail by 14. 1:06 left in the first quarter of the game. Takes the 13-footer, and that one is good by Beasley. Beasley's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Sabonis kicks to Joseph. To the paint. Here's Leaf. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Leafs got 6 points.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on. I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
Joseph, the pass to Sabonis. Back to Joseph. Pass to Leaf. Jacks up a three. Ntilikina with the rebound.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen. Got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Now here's Joseph. And he uses the glass on the layup. Joseph's got his second bucket of the night.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb, and the execution even better.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Pacers out in front. They lead by 12. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And for the Pacers here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
And through that first period, for me, their work on the glass has been the difference.
Yep, pounding away on the boards. I mean, controlling the backboards. It's been a huge difference so far.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And New York looking at who they've got. Ntilikina out there with Baker. Then there's Hernangomez. Then there's Beasley. And it's Noah in a power forward. And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That is his first foul of the game.
And, you know, with Nate McMillan taking over the Pacers last season, their offense was much improved. He had a good stint as a head coach in both Seattle and Portland, but there was some slippage defensively with the Pacers, and now it's about striking the right balance between offensive prowess and defensive improvement.
And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here. So Noah will now go to the free throw line. It's going to be Lance Stevenson. The Knicks have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Darren Collison, he's checked in for Corey Joseph.
One shot.
And that one misses. Well, as we all know, Greg, a season to forget last year for Joakim Noah.
Ended up only playing in just over half the games due to a knee injury. Glad to see Noah back out on the floor, and he's looking to kind of put last season behind him and get a fresh start.
Pass to Baker. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Clark, we've seen an influx of superb scorers in the recent draft classes. Any young player come to mind who could lead the league in scoring in a few short years?
Well, it's going to be a while as long as Kevin Durant is still playing, Kevin. I think he's the guy that can do it as easy and efficiently as anybody. But when you look at some of the young guys that may have that potential, certainly Devin Booker at Phoenix, love this young man's stroke and demeanor and toughness on the offensive end. Markelle Fultz has a skill set that screams big-time score. Those two guys of the young group would probably stand out to me.
Right. You're right, Clark. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
And the Pacers really have been one of the more consistent franchises in the NBA over the last 15 years or so. They've not won fewer than 32 games or drafted higher than 10th since 1989. That's a pretty impressive run of consistency.
The Pacers have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And a season ago at the charity stripe, this is a group that shot an impressive 81%.
You know, I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve.
And the Pacers always find a way to hold their own, but still searching for that first NBA championship.
Yeah, you know, it's tough for every team, but in a smaller market, they don't feel they can afford to totally tear down the roster with a full rebuild. Indianapolis, as great a city as it is, not a free agent destination, so that makes it tough to build a title contender. You have to do it primarily through the draft and smart acquisitions.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
There's a screen. Sabonis with the bucket.
And, you know, Jefferson is a skilled big man, knows how to spread the floor with his passing ability.
Beasley outside. It's blocked.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Tries from 16. They get the rebound. He can't hit that time. Pacers leading by 13. Here's Stevenson. There's the steal. And pushing it up. Here's New York. Here's Ntilikina. Here's Hernan Gomez. The shot, no good. Jefferson with some nice D. Pacers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Screen by Jefferson. Collison dishes to Jefferson. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Jefferson's got 5 points now this quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
New York calls timeout. And I'd bet a lot of big men would love to have that right hand of Al Jefferson.
No doubt. I mean, he can hit that hook shot out to 10 feet, maybe a tad beyond that. It's one of those shots you're not going to block. It goes in or it doesn't. In his case, it's usually the former.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Jefferson. Young comes in for Domantas Sabonis. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Leaf. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Lance Stevenson. Here's O'Quinn. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Thaddeus Young. And what was a wild ride of an offseason for the Knicks ultimately results in a regime change.
Yeah, I mean, players butting heads with executives, and when it came down to it, things just needed to change. If the Knicks picked the Zen Master over Porzingis, fans might have rioted in New York City, and hopefully the franchise can kind of start to right the ship.
2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And anytime you think about the Pacers, really hard to forget their recent dominance in the East now. I mean, in 2013, they were 1 win away from the NBA Finals. In 14, they earned the #1 seed in the East, and then it kind of snowballed south since then.
And so O'Quinn nails both of them. And for the Pacers, 2 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. They seem poised for a long run. Clark, what happened?
Well, they changed direction. They had 3 all-star caliber players in Lance Stevenson, Roy Hibbert, and Paul George, and David West was an anchor of that team as well. Stevenson left. The league seemed to figure out Hibbert, and PG broke his leg, and just like that, their fortunes changed. And I think, too, the way the league was changing in terms of style of play impacted the decision, too.
Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you go back to Darren Collison's career at UCLA, very distinguished, and he's turned himself into a starting caliber pro, too.
Collison hits them both. And Clark, when you were growing up, was there one player in pro basketball you tried to emulate or model your game after?
I really didn't pattern my game after any particular player. I tried to piece and parcel from a lot of players. I love the gracefulness of Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when I first saw him back in the late 60s. At his size and the way he could move and his touch was impressive. And then as I became more of a forward in high school, you looked at guys like Magic Johnson, and I looked at Marcus Johnson out at UCLA. Dr. J was a versatile forward as well. George McGinnis, who ended up becoming a really good friend of mine as I got drafted by the Pacers. Those guys that were big and mobile and had ball skills and shooting skills and rebounded, those were guys that I tried to play like.
Now Jack. He's coming off a 10-point game against Phoenix. Cantor sets the pick for Lee. No good on the triple.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
He feeds it to O'Quinn. Cantor inside. Turner covering. Cantor's shot is off. Indiana leading by 15. And Oladipo kicks to Collison. Turner against Cantor. Young with no one around. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner.
And, you know, you like that about Young, his ability to stretch out a team if they don't respect his three-point shot.
Bogdanovich against Hardaway. Ready by Bogdanovich. On offense, here are the Pacers. They're on a 14-6 run. And now here's Lee, the fast break opportunity. And Hardaway gets it to go.
Well, he's been excellent thus far, Kevin, but it still hasn't been enough to get them the lead.
Outside Collison. Here's Turner, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Turner's got 8 points.
I tell you what, Turner just has a beautiful touchdown on the block. I mean, if you get the ball where he wants it, he'll deliver for you.
New York calls timeout.
And looking at the career of Courtney Lee, you know, has hopped around from team to team a bunch of times and always a valued teammate, but just hadn't stayed on one team for very long.
Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Third is Miles Turner.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
And with Lee, you know exactly what you're going to get with this defense and shooting.
And Lee is always going to be a wanted commodity. His ability to defend and shoot aren't easy to find, and you just hope he's able to kind of settle into a long-term situation.
Turner back to Young. The 3-ball. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got 4 rebounds in this game. The drive by Cantor. It's rebounded by Indiana. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, Greg, and I think it complements the starters when you can have such firepower coming off the bench.
Knicks trail by 20. And Jack kicks to Lee. Screen by Lee. In the corner, Hardaway with it. That doesn't go either for Hardaway.
Boy, he's holding his team back. Really a hindrance. Can't make a thing. He's way off today.
Collison, no good.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game. Hey, but unfortunately, they came up empty.
And the shot goes in. 11 points in the game.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
The feed to Bogdanovich. And Turner kicks to Bogdanovich. Young outside. Clock at 6.
Collison.
Over O'Quinn. Young's shot is off. New York's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Jack against Collison. And Jack, here we go. Terrific design on the pick play. And he lays it in. Jack's got his first basket of the night. Outside Collison. He dishes it to Turner. That shot is off. Excellent D from Cantor. Hardaway with a wide open look. And it's Hardaway again missing.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's Oladipo. Yep, that one goes. Oladipo's got his third basket of the night right there.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Jack passes to Hardaway. From past the arc. No good from Lee.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I'm sure he's frustrated, Greg, because nothing is falling right now. But he's going to keep chipping away at it, and that's the attitude. Stay with it.
New York shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
And coming out of the offseason where the Knicks had a really long to-do list, you knew they were going to shake things up and made some moves in free agency and realized they needed to build around Porzingis going forward.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Indiana. And Jarrett Jack drops them both. And change was needed badly for the Knicks, and they did that starting with the front office.
Yeah, Knicks fans can have a dire outlook at times, but the team still has a solid foundation. It will take some time for the team to become a true contender again, but having players not be at odds with the front office, definitely a good start.
Hardaway kicks to Cantor. Outside Jack, expanding his range, drains the three-pointer. Jack's got 7 points in the game.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Turner with the screen. Outside Bogdanovich. Here's Young. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Here's a look at some stats for Oladipo. Some last season stats for him. Put up about 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he was their top scorer throughout last season.
Well, his teammates knew whenever they really needed a basket, just look his way.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
No good on the free throw. And Paul George traded away by the Pacers over the summer, a move they didn't want to make, but the writing was on the wall.
You know what? It's always hard, Kevin, to lose a superstar player, but the Pacers had really been unable to create a contender around Paul George, and therefore they had to trade him because they didn't think he was going to sign. As a matter of fact, he clearly stated he would not re-sign at the end of his contract with the Pacers. So traded to OKC, and Paul George still intrigued by the possibility of maybe playing for his hometown Lakers at the end of his contract.
Here's Beasley. That one doesn't drop, and Indiana will go the other way with it. They led the game at 1 point by 20.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Kevin, I like the defense there. I mean, they didn't make that easy, and he definitely seemed intimidated by the defenders.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Joseph. Young outside. It's deflected, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
And checking out the numbers for Young, how he did last season. 17th in field goal percentage, and he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And a guy who rarely takes a bad shot. I love the way he plays, completely unselfish with the basketball. I think he'd rather pass it off than take a bad shot. 4 on the clock, and Jefferson throws it down hard.
All credit belongs to Jefferson there. I mean, he's got a knack for scoring through contact.
Knicks trail by 14. Passes to Baker. Here's Ntilikina. 1:30 left in the first half of basketball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 12 feet out, and the shot falls short this time.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
He gets it in there. 1:07 left in the second quarter. Stolen by Stevenson. And it's Joseph in the corner. Indiana getting another chance here. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible, incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
Shooting one.
And in last season, the Knicks raised expectations with some of those big free agent signings and trades in the prior year. And let's face it, things just didn't work out quite how they had planned. Some would say they underachieved. Hard pill to swallow for a fan base that went into the year with so much hope. He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And it's Stevenson missing. Knicks trail by 19. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
To the paint. Here's Leaf. Over Noah. Leaf, no good.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be right back after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. and it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they could forget about a comeback.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome back to New York City. Some street art on the wall of the Canal Street subway station in Soho, south of Houston, just down the way from us. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Nice game. Great performance by Tim Hardaway Jr.
And through the first two quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. On the court for Indiana, Young and Turner up front. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3. Now the dish to Turner. Ball's knocked loose, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor. Six on the shot clock, and Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Collison, no good. It's deflected and stolen by Bogdanovich. It's deflected. Hardaway against Bogdanovich. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Knicks.
Well, I think a big issue for him right now is his performance from the mid-range. Just nothing seems easy for him at the moment, and it's resulted in a lot of missed opportunities for himself and his team when he's taking that shot.
Pacers leading by 19 points. Outside Collison. They set the screen. Here's Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
Turner's gotten 6 of his 12 shots to drop, hitting 50% on the night. And Jack kicks to Cantor. Outside Hardaway. Shoots from 8. Bank shot, no good.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Collison against Jack. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
.90 seconds now into the second half. He kicks it to Lee. Dishes it to O'Quinn. And Young comes over to help. O'Quinn, the pass to Jack. Cantor with the screen on Collison. 5 on the clock. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Bogdanovich left side. Back to Collison. It's Oladipo on the wing. Jack with the rebound. New York shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No. If anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And, you know, Miles Turner, a 5-star recruit coming out of Trinity High School near Dallas, was Big 12 Freshman of the Year at the University of Texas. And he keeps working, and he's getting better and better and has all-star potential.
And taking a look at some of the stats here for Lee, how he performed last season. Last season, he averaged 11 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And playing with the reserves, he might not get the minutes he'd like, but you sense that hunger to improve.
Well, you know, he stated that he wants to improve, but until that actually happens, he'll continue to come off the bench.
Jack dishes to Cantor. Shot to stop the run, and Turner with the block.
Oh, these arms of Turner just go on forever. I mean, which is part of the reason he's able to rack up the block shots that he does.
And Clark, you've been around the Pacers. What are your impressions of Miles Turner?
Great maturity for his age, humble, hard-working, hungry, smart, and I think he wants to be great. That's all good stuff.
Collison against Jack. Here's Turner. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not so unlucky 13 shots.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Collison with it. 7 points in the game. Young in the corner. Back to Collison.
Don't leave Collison open.
Right side Turner. Clock at 6. Oladipo for 3. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Again, the miss by Lee. The Pacers have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Collison kicks to Young. Jack against Collison. Over Jack. Collison, no good. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Lee passes to Hardaway. Kicks it to Cantor. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Hardaway has got 3 assists tonight.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
Collison dishes to Young. And here's Collison. Outside Bogdanovich. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Stolen by O'Quinn. Goes up on the high post. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Hardaway has got 13.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Two shots, gentlemen.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Pacers.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good, crisp passes. Two.
Free throw good, Lee.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster, looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Enes Kanter. Noah comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. Beasley's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Ntilikina in for Jarrett Jack. Jefferson setting the pick for Joseph. Beasley with the steal. And now in transition is Lee. Here we go. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Lee's got 6 points in the quarter. And the Pacers now looking to revamp how they approach things. The rebuild is on, it would appear.
Yeah, and a good time to do it when they saw Paul George would be leaving. Won't be easy to make the transition, but the Pacers do have a good collection of young talent.
And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Baker, he's checked in for New York.
One shot.
The free throw drops in for Beasley. Pacers leading by 16. Now here's Joseph. He's got 9. But they get it back. From deep, Stevenson drains it from beyond the arc. Stevenson's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
You know, leaving somebody that wide open is not prudent. I mean, you got to expect to get burned when you put that kind of effort forward.
Here's Beasley. Add another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Hey, and when guys at this level are that close to the basket, they ain't missing. I mean, especially when there's no defense in the neighborhood.
And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Back to Joseph. The Knicks pull it in. Noah's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Baker, and it's good. 2 points. Baker's got his first bucket of the night.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Sabonis, the pass to Jefferson. Here's Leaf. Stevenson outside. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
When Lance Stevenson is focused, he's very dangerous, has a ton of talent, good, strong physical body, athletic, versatile. He does a lot of good things out there.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. And last season, one of the first where a coach was not let go during the regular season. A rarity, Clark, in the NBA. Do you think coaches get too much of the blame at times?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Kevin. It's a great responsibility and challenge to coach in the NBA, but more times than not, they do sometimes get an unfair share of the blame for what happens on the court.
Beasley with the steal. Baker, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far. Good job putting the pass in front of him, throwing it where he's supposed to be, not where he is, paving the way right to the bucket.
And Frank Ntilikina out of France, played pro ball in Germany, and a lot of fans in the U.S. might not be as familiar with him, but for NBA execs and scouts, that's their job. Ntilikina has a game worthy of their attention.
The tray, and the rebound goes to the Pacers. Sabonis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. Screen by Jefferson. Joseph dishes to Jefferson. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Joseph. Beasley with the screen on Stevenson. Baker with the bucket.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot, Greg. It's definitely given the defender something extra to think about.
And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Inside, Jefferson. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. Hernan Gomez has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Pass to Ntilikina. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Ntilikina's got 7.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And a fast break now for New York. And they pick up 2. Ntilikina's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, it's good to see Ntilikina locked in on defense. I mean, solid at prying the ball away with that reach of his.
Shot to stop the drought. Sabonis with the bucket. Sabonis has got his 2nd basket of the night.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's Noah. It's rebounded by Indiana.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Back to Stevenson. Picked him clean. And now the Knicks on the break. That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Beasley.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition their part.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
The Pacers have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Two shots.
He misses the free throw. And he's good on the second. Knicks trail by 8. Here's Ntilikina. 9 points in the game so far. Now the pass to Hernan Gomez. There's Baker. Feeds it to Beasley. Can't connect from short range.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And so it's Indiana holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We come back right after this. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. New York shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Beasley out there with Noah. Then there's Hernan Gomez, and it's Baker in at the two-guard position. That's the 5 for New York right now.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Here's Joseph. The shot, no good. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Pass to Ntilikina. Beasley outside. Puts it up from 15. Again, the miss by Beasley. Pacers leading by 6. To the paint. Shot's good by Leaf.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
So it's the Knicks now. Pass to Beasley. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Ntilikina offline with his 3. The Pacers shooting well. They're at 45%. And Stevenson with the basket on the assist by Turner. And now it's a 10-point Indiana lead. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. New York moving the ball around. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And really trying to work the ball inside here and starting to get results. A lot of that offense coming in the paint here in the second half.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Young's checked in for Jefferson. Bogdanovich comes in for Leaf. Oladipo, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Collison in for Joseph. On the free throw, no good. Pacers leading by 8. Oladipo left side. And that's good. Darren Collison for 3.
And Collison, I think, is at his best when he's shooting the ball from a set position. More of a set shooter than a guy who shoots it well on the move.
Here's Jack. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by Turner. Oladipo goes in and finished off by Oladipo.
Major hops by Oladipo. I mean, a guy you can count on to finish with authority and flair near the hoop.
Jack passes to Hernan Gomez. Takes a shot at the elbow, and with that shot, the Indiana lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Lee.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Here's Collison. It's deflected. And now the Knicks on the break. Rejected by Young.
Thaddeus Young using that expansive wingspan to put that shot in reverse.
Lets it go from deep, and Indiana another 3.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Turner with the steal. Oh, Turner in position. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's going to be on Jarrett Jack.
And, you know, the Pacers looking to go more up-tempo. Higher scoring is kind of how they wanted to play. They went out and traded for Thaddeus Young, and he's been a great fit at the power forward spot.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Thaddeus Young. And Thaddeus Young with a player option on his contract after this season. He seems likely to opt out.
Well, I think he's a bargain right now at under $13 million per year. And as crazy as that sounds, that's the reality of the salary landscape we're in. And I would expect him to expect a raise next season.
He's off on the second. Knicks trail by 15. Lee kicks to Jack. Lee outside. There's a screen by Cantor. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And Greg, with Enes Kanter last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench, a great array of post moves to pick from.
Shooting 1.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Here's Collison. Yep, that one goes in there. Collison's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Lee dishes to O'Quinn. And Young comes over to help. Young with the steal. Oh, Turner in position. Now Jack, a decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
Kanter with a screen on Bogdanovic. Here's Hardaway. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Pacers leading by 14. Screen by Young. Collison the pass to Oladipo. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
One shot.
That free throw good from Oladipo.
Oladipo's become a very efficient combo guard, somebody who can score the ball at a high clip as well as get the ball to open teammates when necessary.
Hardaway against Bogdanovic. There's the feed to O'Quinn. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Hardaway. Hardaway has got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
Screen by Young. Collison kicks to Oladipo. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And the defender was very apathetic there. Fortunately for them, he missed that mid-range jumper.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Lee's got 10 points here in the second half.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
They get it again. The kick out to Collison. Drops one in from the wing. Collison's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And Collison has a nice stroke, a quirky release, but never going to pass up the mid-range jumper when it's there for him.
O'Quinn, and O'Quinn slams it in.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Here's Turner, and the layup is good. And the Pacers lead by 15.
Hey, you could sink these with your eyes closed or blindfolded. So close, so deep inside. Great bucket.
Cantor with a screen on Collison. The open shot by Jack. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
When Jack gathers himself and gets rhythm off the screen, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Collison dishes to Bogdanovich. Oladipo for three, and the Pacers another three.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Hardaway. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And the shot is long.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
Over to the left wing. Outside Jack. To the left side wing. And stolen by Bogdanovich. And Young, here we go. But they'll get another chance.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Collison, the pass to Oladipo. Thaddeus Young on the wing. And the Pacers another three.
Yes, second chance points again. A huge problem for this team.
Boy, they're getting caught spectating. You can't be a watcher out there. They're letting rebounds slip away. Everybody's got to get in there and fight for the ball.
Picked by O'Quinn. Hardaway. That doesn't go either for Hardaway.
He must hit that shot. I mean, the defense, non-factor. Very surprising he missed it.
Oladipo sets the screen for Bogdanovich. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
One shot, gentlemen.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Clark, when we talk about the importance of what a player can do, how important is it for a player to know what they cannot do?
Very important. Understanding who you are and what your skill set is and how that fits with your team, critically important. Not only knowing it, but then embracing your role within your particular limitations, skill set, and teamwork.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Thaddeus Young.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this, and on the road no less. And Oladipo kicks to Bogdanovich. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
You know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
And those rebounds lead the team. I mean, he's been the tone setter for him today in terms of work ethic and glass eating.
Collison kicks to Turner. The three. Young's shot is off.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
You know, the defense was on the shooter, but in the end, sometimes you just have to tip your hat to better offense.
Collison with it. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. 9 points for Bojan Bogdanovich.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Good on the bucket.
That's just too easy. I mean, you can't let him post you like that.
Yeah, where's your fight? You got to show more fight than that.
Collison for three. It's rebounded by New York. O'Quinn's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Beyond the arc. They get it back. A second chance effort. Cantor's shot is off. Indiana leading by 19. The drive by Collison. It's rebounded by New York. O'Quinn's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Kick by O'Quinn. Collison against Jack. The teardrop falls in. Jack's got 4 points in the quarter.
Nice work inside by Jack. He loves getting as close to the basket as possible.
Collison dishes to Turner. The drive by Collison.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw good from Collison. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Sabonis comes in for Young. Leaf checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Joseph in for Oladipo. And both free throws good for Darren Collison. Here's Beasley. 1:30 left in the fourth quarter.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Indiana.
One of the areas that has been critical for them, the second chance points we've seen from them tonight.
A huge factor in this one, Kevin. The hustle on the offensive glass, the willingness to go after those rebounds, that was key.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And you always like to jump on your opponent early in a season series. This is just the first of 3 between these two teams, but a good win to go up 1-0 on the year against the Knicks.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Miles Turner.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
Offensive rebound. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And Jefferson's so good at using his body, and he's got plenty of it, especially inside. Knows exactly how to get the defense off balance and able to be physical in drawing contact.
And Al Jefferson, a product of Prentice, Mississippi, a big family, and Clark, he grew up playing hoops nonstop.
Yeah, that's how you refine your game. His cousin had a full court in his yard, not asphalt.
Take
folks.
a break. Take a break.
We're talking about they
2
played
shots.
on dirt, but they had lights up, so that let them play well into the wee hours of the morning.
That free throw good from Jefferson. And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what, to me, marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game.
Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're down by 18. We've got 1:13 left to play here in the fourth. And the Knicks making a change here. Beasley's checked in. The Pacers also with a sub. Sabonis is checked in. Beasley the screen. Lee against Oladipo. Lee in the posts. Nice D from Oladipo. He feeds it to Joseph. He dishes it to Jefferson. Back to Joseph. Over Jack. Just 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by New York. Hardaway up top. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Snatched up. Here's Hernan Gomez. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Yeah, good interior D there. Prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And here is Joseph. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Victor. You've been really playing well on offense of late. What's going right for you at that end of the floor?
Patience, man, experience, belief, faith, all the above, man. Just coming out here working on my game. I'm just going to continue to keep growing, continue to keep staying close to my teammates, continue to keep working hard, and continue to keep getting better.
That is a crowded locker room with all those things in there. Thanks, Victor. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.